Hello everyone and welcome back to tomorrow's weather today. I have a tropical update for you as Tropical Storm Cristobal has formed in the southern Bay of Campeche. Just to start off, my throat is still bothering me. It's going to be hard to talk for a while, so if I do slow down um, and stop for a minute, it's because of my throat. Tropical Storm Cristobal has formed this morning. It was Tropical Depression 3 yesterday. A recon plane went in there and found winds of 40 miles per hour and a minimal central pressure at 1,004. It is moving very slowly at 3 miles per hour right now, southward. Southwest. So it's moving this way right now. It's gonna stall out down here. It's not gonna really stall out. It's just a messy system. It's very broad, so it's just gonna bounce around. But if this does come ashore, so the NHC right now has the official track offshore. Um, but there is some room for it to be onshore. And if it does fully dissipate on land, this could come out as another system up here, and be named Dolly if this comes on and fully dissipates. But as of right now, the NHC is saying that this will stay Cristobal and will stay offshore. They're saying this will strengthen to 65 miles per hour at hour 120, so that's 5 days out. Some weakening between 2 and 2.5 days. Just a quick weekend, then it strengthens back up again. Looking at the visible loop here, um, it's looking much better than it did this morning, especially with the rain or the bands on the side. But we can actually take a look at radar. Let's look at radar really quickly once this loads. So we got some heavy rain over here like we did, and some nice banding too, with this system. It's definitely looking much healthier than it did um, yesterday and this morning. Some nice bands coming in here. Looking back at visible satellite, it's a broad system. You can see low-level clouds turning like this in there, um, and coming in like this. So I'm pretty. The low-level center, in my opinion, is right there. If I had to guess, you can kind of see some winds coming in like that on this side, like that. Up here it's a little dry still. I think there's some wind shear up here still, but over top it's looking pretty nice, especially with the outflow layer. Looking at water vapor really quickly, we can actually see there's an upper level trough right here. You can see that kink in the clouds, um, and there is some dry air up here too. Um, but there is some nice outflow that's expanding, which is this is looking very healthy, especially in the upper levels. Looking at current storm information, you can see the model guidance is bringing it into that Texas Louisiana coast, somewhere in this area. Some in the short term are bringing it onshore, but others are keeping it off, and keeping it the same system. Looking at the intensity, most bring it up to a moderate tropical storm. One does bring it up to hurricane status. I would not be surprised if this does reach a hurricane status, a low-end Cat 1, but my best guess would be a 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm is most likely, in my opinion. We did have a plane go in there earlier. Strongest winds on the southern side. It's very broad, so that's why the winds are stronger farther away from the center, um, in the northeastern quadrant rather than the southwestern quadrant. Taking a look at the GFS. The GFS has just a little is more stronger than it is right now, but it does move it on land. and then it dissipates. It fully dissipates. Stays as a gyre though. That's what we're dealing with. This entire system is basically enveloped in this big gyre, Central American gyre. And then this emerging back over water would be Dolly, and it's bringing it into Louisiana now. So it is shifting more east than yesterday. Looking at the 10-meter winds. Some tropical storm. This is going to be stronger at this point, I feel like. Um, I don't think that the models are handling the strength of this well. So looking at 200 millibar winds, we can see that upper level trough that we were talking about right here. There's that kink right here. And then this ridge is building in. There's storms in here. So if we move this out, so right now, this is as of right now, here's that little kink. And then there's this ridge trying to build in here with this, and there's a cutoff low off Baja, California. Here's our storm. Nice outflow. Moves in. Here's our storm. Here's that upper level trough. And then this ridge is building in. So, and you can see that this ridge is going to give some northerlies on top of the storm. Wow, this is bouncing all around. This does not look good. So our upper level trough is still right here. There's going to be some dry air and sinking air on the western side of this, and we'll see that with the relative humidity. That's what happens on the left side of troughs. Yeah, that bounced around right there. Yeah. So if we look at right here, the shear on top of it, 36 knots. That's pretty strong for a tropical cyclone to form. And then we move it ahead. Let's look at it right now. I bet you it's going to be weaker. 60 knots. Yeah, that's pretty light for the most part. So going back over to the Western Atlantic, 700 to 400 is it, I think? Yeah, 700 relative humidity. So we can see it's very moist right now. And then here's that dry air associated with that trough. That trough and this dry air is going to try to get entrained into the center of the system. As you can see, the GFS is showing that right here with the dry air getting wrapped in. And then it moves into Louisiana. Looking at wind shear. Yeah, it's pretty strong at this time. If we take a look at that, it's going to be pretty strong, I think. 27, yeah, it's pretty strong. But shear isn't going to be a huge problem for this system, I don't think. Taking a quick look at the CMC. Brings it in, fully dissipates it, and then it comes out as Dolly. Looking at the European, let's look at 850 millibar one so we can see the pressure. Brings it on shore but doesn't fully dissipate it because there are mountains here which will dissipate it, bring it stronger. So it looks like at this very moment that Louisiana is going to be the focal point for this. Yeah. If we go over to Mike's weather page, shear map as of right now, in that area, you can see some lighter, especially on the southern side, but stronger on the north. Shear isn't a huge problem for it right now. The upper level steering map, we can see that trough right here. So here's uh, our system. Here's that ridge I was talking about. It's over here. Here's that upper level trough that's going to be digging in. Anything else that I want to talk about? We could take a look at this really quickly. I don't know if we're going to see anything. Let's see if we can change this. You can see those stronger winds right there, 20 to 25 knots, maybe a little more, 25 to 30, where Storm is. I think that is it for today's. I just want to quickly look if they are showing. So there's nothing else that they're. I want to actually let's go to the Cristobal discussion. Um, it's close to model consensus. The intensity forecast later is depending on how much the system will encounter over the northern. Remain conservative. So they're saying that it could definitely be stronger than 65 what they're forecasting. Yeah, weak steering currents. Moving slowly. Cycle being trapped in between two levels ridges until later in the week. Low confidence. However, the next couple days the main threat is widespread rain. So they're not really talking about this. Yeah, so they're still talking about that shear might be a problem in the northern Gulf of Mexico, but still not a definite. Let's just go over to the Weather Prediction Center. Um, so they're showing, as of right now, the heaviest rain to take place over Florida. Um, any a lot, 3 to 10 inches. Um, but all the Gulf states need to be watching out. I wouldn't be surprised if this starts to shift over towards the west, towards Louisiana in the next few days. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a new video. Comment down below have if you've ever had damage done during a tropical system, if you've ever been in one. Thank you all for watching again.